Good evening and welcome to my live. It is a Tuesday evening for a change. I hope you have all had a lovely Easter weekend. It's been a lovely long break here for me. Busy, but a nice long break. So I had an extra day off from work on Thursday. And I've been on annual leave today as well. So this is the end of my weekend. And so I thought I would jump on and do a live. A little impromptu. I only scheduled it 5 minutes ago. So I have no idea if anyone's going to join me, but I will carry on for those if you're here on the replay or if you're catching notifications of me going live. I hope you are all doing well. I have a class this week at home. I've got a class on Thursday and Friday evening, and we are going to be using the Thoughtful Expressions bundle. And we've got the class. Let me just disconnect that. We have got the class on the 19th. I'm just going to check that date. Yes, Friday the 19th of April in the evening. So if you'd like to join online using this stamp set bundle, then April the 19th is when that will be taking place. So let me just see if I think I'm live in both places. Right, we will get started. So I thought I would be inspired by the Delft Chinaware. So this is a cup and saucer I bought when I was in Rotterdam. It's so pretty. See the peacock on there. The beautiful blue Royal Delft. And I thought I would create something using inspiration from that. Good morning, Joan. Hi, Louisa. So I'm going to grab Blueberry Bushel. I know I've made many a card with this kind of colourway previously, but I don't think it ever gets old. Just want a clean paintbrush. We are good to go. Pop said, good grief, I made a live. I know. And it's a Wednesday morning for you, isn't it? Morning. Right, let me set up the desk camera. There we go. So, as I say, my apologies for not being here on my usual Sunday, but it was Easter Sunday, and we were around my parents for a lovely meal. And we have been in throes of DIY madness in our house. So it's all been happening. So we've got no bed frame, we've got no stair rail, we've been decorating. It's a complete overhaul of the upstairs in preparation for new carpets that are coming on Monday, which is exciting, but lots of work in the meantime. So let me just put this on here. So we have a bit of watercolour cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp out the images from this set onto here. I do have chocolate to help us through, help us work through it. Yeah, my lovely dad has been over doing lots and lots of work, and he fitted a whole new banister stair rail stuff today, which was amazing. It all needs painting still, but that'll be a job for the evenings for me. or the weekend when it gets here. So we shall see how that goes. It's just a deadline of having to get it ready for the carpet coming, because I really don't want to be painting once the fresh carpet's gone down. I want it all done, but it does put time pressure on it. So, who has been looking at all the lovely new ink colours? They're not available to customers yet, but do we have any favourite ink colours? Perhaps on Sunday we'll have a play with the colours. I did say that we would do that at some point. Louise, I know. I wasn't sure that I was going to make it on. This is my last day of my very long weekend. I've been off since Thursday and I had an extra day's leave today. And so we've been decorating like mad. So it's been a productive weekend, but busy, and I wasn't sure that I was going to get on live, and I thought, no, we've eaten dinner, I will jump on and make something with you all. So that is me. I am here. Right, good evening. Right, if you're coming on a little later than me starting, I am creating a card inspired by my lovely Delft cup that I bought while I was in Rotterdam. And if you love this stamp set, or you've got this stamp set and you're looking for inspiration, I have an online class on Friday the 19th of April, and you can still book your place. I will pop a link in the comments when I'm done. I know it's Tuesday. It's most bizarre that I'm here on a Tuesday. It's weird, but it feels like my Sunday because I'm back to work tomorrow. So this feels like my Sunday. Right, I think I'm good with what I've got on there, and then get to do the painting. So, this is Blueberry Bushel Ink. So you can do this with Night of Navy, but the Blueberry Bushel has just got that kind of inky, it's a bit more vibrant. You can see the colour in that. Carol says you need the DSP for the class. No, I have used very small portions of the DSP, if that helps. I have for the thoughtful expression, the poetic expression class, I have used a small portion of this DSP. Sorry, I go off on a tangent. A very small portion, just a strip of that DSP, and a small portion of, let me find it, this DSP. That DSP. But you could definitely get away with stamping as alternatives, or you could bring in some alternative DSPs if you've got something similar in those colours. So you definitely don't need to be racing out to add a full packet of that DSP. You definitely will not miss out. The colours, cardstock colours, are going to be boho blue, bubble bath, and wild wheat. Those colours you will probably want, although you could swap them out as well. Always an alternative. Oh, you are welcome. Right, so I've got my water. I'm just going to bring you in a little closer, and we're going to pull in some of the ink from the edge. I've done this quite a few times, but I thought this set really lent itself to this technique. So I'm just using some water to move some of the ink on these flowers. So kind of cheating at watercolouring this, because we're just almost just making the ink run a little bit in the images. but it really starts to bring it to life. And of course, I'm being inspired by the Delft Blue colours, but you could do the same technique in literally any of your colour palettes. So any ink, as long as it's water-based, like all our colours will do this. And so as you start to colour, the ink will start to pick up on the tip of that brush. And I've just got a chamois. I'm just going to take the ink off because it will just build up, and then you'll end up with a really heavy amount of ink as you go around. And I'm not worried about going into all of the edges or anything. And leave some white space. Of course, you could do the opposite. You could potentially add the blue to the background, but I think a little trickier if you start to hit the lines, because the lines will run. I think you could get away with leaving it without the ink as well, and it would make a really simple card. Evening Sue. I know a lot of people are going to be catching me on the replay for this one, but I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to jump on. I was sat having my dinner and I thought, no, I've got time. I will go and jump on it. I'll go get into my craft room and come and share a live with you all. I'd say I've just been undercoating around my wardrobe today and top coating some skirting boards whilst my lovely dad put up our new banister. So that will also need painting, but you know, we'll get there. But it looks fabulous. And then can be ready for our lovely new carpet on Monday, which will be nice. And then there will definitely be no painting. No work today. I decided to extend it to make it a super long weekend, so it was rather lovely. I had an extra day from work. It was a well-being day. We had an extra day on Thursday, which led into the long weekend, so Good Friday, Saturday, Easter Sunday, Monday. And I decided to take today off as well, so it's been rather lovely. It's gone very quickly, but it's been very lovely. So this is my Sunday night. I'm back to work tomorrow. Oh, Shaz says this reminds me of my demo on stage. I think I did kind of my mum and Jen, who were with us, had recorded, and so I watched a bit back, and you could hear, and there were some lovely ladies with headsets just in front of us, and when I started to watercolour it on stage, it was because I'd gone like massively out of the line, so it was very funny. So yeah, it was just me throwing colour all over the page. Just to are you trying to decide what you want to pre-order? Oh, tricky. So pick your most favourite and go with that first, and then the trouble is all the new in colours that we're able to pre-order are just so lovely. I'm not sure that I could decide between them. I think it's a hard one to pick. Oh, Louise says half the audience gasped. Like, what is she doing? She lost her mind. Lost her mind. Right, let's put. I'll leave a bit of white space on here. So if you've got this set and you want some inspiration, come and join us Friday the 19th of April. And I'll pop the link up in the comments after I've finished. But if you want to look before, if you just go to coastalcrafter.com, and you will see a drop down for my classes and kits, and it's on that page there, and you can book your place on there. Right, I think we are good. What do you think? Do you like that one? Inky. You can't decide all the colours. I know, they're just gorgeous. Gorgeous. We could make one tonight, couldn't we? Make one of these. What are we going to do with this? I was just going to do something really simple, actually. I was just going to put something maybe heat embossed, like a little sentiment or something, just to keep it in the blues. Blueberry Bushel. So we want some Blueberry Bushel cardstock. Have a little scrap. Oh, thank you, Carol. It's just getting practice with not putting too much water on there, because otherwise it really just you lose all the definition from the image underneath. Oh, thanks, Lou. The definition just goes completely. So you'll want to just make sure that your brush is damp but not soggy. You don't want it dripping with water. Right, I'm going to have enjoy your day. And a Versamark. I opened a new Versamark the other day. What a treat. What a treat. My Versamarks are practically black by the time I finished with them. They're all gungy coloured and horrible. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to bust open a new one. And it makes such a difference. If you're struggling with your heat embossing, actually just consider whether your ink pad is inky enough. Because I think with the colours, when we're stamping with colours, it's so easy to see if the ink is running out. Oh, thanks, Lo. The description says Saturday the 19th. I'm just making that date up. It's definitely the Friday. Friday the 19th, for sure. I have a team day on Saturday, and so I didn't think I'd be fit for anything in the evening other than maybe a large glass of red wine. So the class is on the Friday. So, right, let's heat these up. And chop out. I wonder. Make this a little bit more fancy. We could. I'm going to chop this. I'll pop them to one side. For your heat embossing sentiments, it's always handy to heat a few extra, and then you can just keep them to one side, and then when you want to grab a sentiment, you have got them ready to go. So I thought we could bring in some of that heat embossing. Let me just grab that. Let's do some more heat embossing on the background. So I'm going to just take a Blueberry Bushel piece and we'll just give this a little wipe with our buddy. It's always a good idea to do that because it stops the static. Give this a little clean. Despite having a chamois right beside me, I can't bring myself to do that. Shall I? Shall I? Oh, the first time going on to a chamois. Oh. I mean, it's what it's there for, but, you know, that clean chamois. I had a new chamois and a new Versamark. Oh. Right, let's stamp this out. And we'll go around the edge with the flowers. Don't need to be too conscious of filling the middle because it's going to be covered with this panel. It just gives us some nice flowers around the edge, and then we'll heat emboss this in the white. I know, but was like, I get audible gasps from around the world of me using my chamois. The horror. I'll tell you what. As part of our decorating, we're putting carpet into both our bedrooms upstairs. So our bedroom and Joshua's bedroom, and hence we're having to sort an awful lot of stuff. But sorting out his bedroom of toys and things that haven't been sorted in far too long, not the most fun job in the world, but we're getting there. But yeah, coming and crafting is fun. To get away from that. We're getting there though. Getting there. I need to find a home for a load of Pixar Disney cars. You know, like toy cars. So I think we're going to probably end up putting them on Facebook Marketplace, but a bucket load of them that need to find a home. Right, let me heat that up. Oh, hey Emma. It was a surprise live tonight, really. Welcome to everyone who has found me. It's about 30 of you who have found me. Well done. I'm impressed. There was no pre-warning and there was no scheduling of it. I think you had about 5 minutes notice while I made a cup of tea, and that was it. Thank goodness for the replay. It is. Okay, so what I was thinking was, I'm not going to chop too much of this, but I was thinking like a little peak of that from around the edge would just like give that a border to sit on. So I'm going to chop, because that's the same size panel at the moment, so I'm thinking just to chop a little away, and then we can kind of, so there's not much of it, but there's a hint of those flowers behind. So let's take, I want to cut all our colouring off, but if we take maybe 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to take it off the bottom. I know that's maybe 1/8 off the bottom, and then 1/8 off the top. See how that looks, and then we can always take a little more, maybe a touch more, so we can see, maybe a touch more. maybe another 1/8. Let's see. That's better. So I just got that, and it's just a hint of those flowers. I mean, like, you can barely tell, but it's just enough of that blue and white on the background that makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? And then that can pull across. I wasn't sure whether to have a little shorter sentiment up the top, or could just have it going, I think, across there. Even like a bit lower down so it doesn't hide that flower. I don't use Blueberry Bushel enough. I love the colour. So pretty. Right, shall we dimensional, shall we? Why not? Let's put this on here. And okay, one more. Why not? I was almost going to reach for the foam pieces, like the full panels, but I think this will be enough. I know, it's a shame to hide it, isn't it? Could have a lovely sentiment on that as well. Like, that would work really nicely. Like, you could have a white with a blue sentiment just on that. That would make a nice card as well, wouldn't it? Could have one. It's so pretty. Right, let's have that. And then don't necessarily, I don't think, need to dimensional that. It's just whether we add a little bit of ribbon or some such embellishment. We've got some new white ribbon, which is very pretty. It comes in a combo pack. This is on pre-order for demos at the moment and will be coming into the new catalogue. So you've got petal pink and basic white, and you've got a diagonal stripe on those, which are really pretty. They are as I say, a combo pack, 1/4 inch, 163 417, but you can't order that at the moment as a customer, but you can add it to a starter kit should you wish, because it is on the pre-order. Let's see. I think this is going to be a little heavy to tie into a bow, but maybe you could have just a little bit of it on the bottom of the trim. A little bit there, whether it's worth it. Or we could have just some, I don't have any, I've run out of my white twine, which is a little annoying, because that's what I would really like to use. I have got some silver. Some of this elegant trim. I'm not sure if this is still in stock, but this is not appearing in the new catalogue. Shock horror. You all know I love my trim. Yeah, I'm going to use that. Okay. So let's put that on. Little glue dot on there, and then we'll put that on to the back. Now, because I have put that trim on, I'm going to put that onto dimensionals, because that will just stop that knot being lumpy. Hi Judy. And we'll just put that sentiment across here, like so. So this bundle also comes with some amazing dies. I will grab them in a second. We can maybe make one with those. I'm glad you like it. Right, let me put that onto a Blueberry Bushel card base. So that will sit on there, I think. And we just need a white. I'll just pop a white inside. Just with the darker cardstock, I do try and put a white inside when I make it. Otherwise, when you come to write your card, you have to be searching around for an inside piece. Let's put that on there and grab ourselves a white piece for the inside. Oh, thanks, Stacey. The blue and white always is a favourite of mine. It's kind of a go-to if I'm stuck for inspiration. I will go towards navies or let's say the blues and whites, or blues and silvers. And no, the trim's retiring. Sad day. I have I think one lonely. I can't open it. Like my precious trim. So right, let's put some sparkles. I think I'm just going to put rhinestones on here. Although these are new. Basic grey and smoky slate pearls. They're pretty. They are very nice. They would go on nice. Let's stick to the good old rhinestone, just for extra sparkle, shall we? So I have 3 rhinestones, and we are done with that card. Shall we make another? Shall we? What shall we do? What shall we do? Yeah, Delft inspired, and that is with the thoughtful expressions. Right, let's clean off our stamps, and we can make another. This time maybe some blends. I'll show you some of the gorgeous dies that are in this bundle. These are so good. So you've got all of these labels, and then you've got the outlines to the bird and the flowers, and then you've got some extra leaf and extra little flower dies in there. You've got this little trio. You've got a swirly flower, outlines, leaves, extra little leaf bits. They're always handy. Extra little sprigs, and then all the outline pieces as well. So loads in there. Great value. Also, those dies are also retiring, I believe. So if you like the look of them, grab them before they are gone. Right, let's stamp out. Shall we do memento? Shall we? Right, these flowers. So pretty. Let's let's do, just going to do a second set just in case. Then shall we colour? What colour shall we do then? Shall we do do a little mix? We could do the new. So let me show you. These are the new Pretty in Pink that is coming. This is a new in colour, or a returning colour, but in colour. This is Pretty in Pink, dark, and then Pretty in Pink, light. This is Flirty Flamingo, dark, and Flirty Flamingo, light. And then you've got Melon Mambo, dark, and Melon Mambo, light. So it really is, this is Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, and then you've got this gorgeous clean pink called Pretty in Pink, and it is indeed pretty. So I am going to colour with these on some of these flowers, and then we'll mix in a little bit of Melon Mambo as well, I think. Might do one flower light and one dark. And hopefully you can see that okay. Hopefully I'm close enough. And this is light. Dark. So I'm going to go dark Melon Mambo. Just following the lines of the image. And then light. I can compare with Bubble Bath. Absolutely I can, Carol. Give me 1 second. I'll finish colouring this flower and then I will grab them. Lou says she loved it when we had it before. I know, Pretty Pink's one that's come back. Do you know, I don't think I really appreciated what a great pink it was when we had it previously. And yeah, love it. So Bubble Bath, Carol. So this is your dark Bubble Bath, and this is light Bubble Bath. I'll give that a minute to dry, and then you can really see them side by side. In terms of coloured cardstock, Pretty in Pink and Bubble Bath. So this is Pretty in Pink, and then this is Bubble Bath. So in the cardstocks, you've got the two side by side. So hopefully that helps. And then Flirty Flamingo. The Flirty Flamingo cardstock to me is always much brighter, but that is Flirty Flamingo. So you've got a comparison that way as well. You're welcome. So I've gone slightly outside the lines, but that is fine. We're going to cut it out anyway. Let's do the same on this one. So we'll go dark Melon Mambo. Then yeah, the dies on this bundle were what grabbed my attention actually, so I'm glad I've got them. Grab them before they're gone. saying goes. Right, dark, pretty pink. Dark, pretty and pink. This is really sketchy as well. Like, it doesn't matter if you go slightly outside the lines because you've got some of these sort of sketchy loop bits. But I am sticking to the main petals, like the main flower, rather than going outside of the lines. And I don't know whether to do a centre to those. Interesting how it dries as well. You can see sort of a slightly different tone in that as it starts to dry. And that is the same pink, and the same up here. You can see them starting to dry, and that's definitely, it looked closer in colour as I applied it to the cardstock, and now it's started to dry. It's picked up that more purpley tone, and that has definitely got the more pinky colour. It's always difficult to tell on camera as well, isn't it? But you kind of, at least if you have a comparison side by side, you've got a fair idea of how they sit together. Right, let's use good old Granny Apple Green for the leaves. I'll just add some dark and some dark around here. We'll colour these leaves while we're at it. What colour should I do that one? Should I do that Melon Mambo? I think I might. Oh, my phone keeps beeping. Keeps trying to interrupt me. There we go. And we'll add the light Granny Apple. So just going back to my classes, if you haven't attended one of my classes before, I create every project live like this on a Zoom, so you can craft along and ask questions and chat with everyone else who's in the class. And it is also there's also a replay in a private Facebook group, so that you can watch that as many times as you wish. And my PDF instructions are for A4 cardstock and for letter size cardstock. So every project I make, I don't just do a straight conversion. I resize all the projects. So if it's a fancy fold, it will be a fancy fold for letter size and for A4. So you're able to just craft along in your own cardstock size without having to convert it yourself. I do all the hard work for you. And because you've got the replay, you can join anywhere in the world. You've got typically they are sort of 7:30 in the evening my time, so they're started. The time's now 9:20, so 2 hours ago they would have started. That gives you an indication of time, and they run till about 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending on if we overrun a little, but generally 2.5 hours. Depends how much we've been chatting. I think so. I will always, whether you will get all your projects made, the intention is you'll be able to craft along, but if you want to sort of go at a more relaxed pace, I will always live demonstrate all of the projects from start to finish, so that you can watch on the replay and you would have all the content. But you don't have to keep up pace with myself. but we take breaks partway through and things like that as well. So. Right, let's cut these out and do something with them. So we've got dies, so we can bring in the mini machine and cut some of these. Oh, thank you, Booty. I do two types of classes. So one is a single class. So this perennial, that's the paper. Thoughtful expression class is a single class. So there's one evening. And I also do double classes. So I do a Friday and a Saturday night, but you get double the quantity of projects. So it's not a repeat. And typically that's with a suite. So like, for example, I just recently had one with the lavender. And we made 3 projects on the Friday night, all in purples. And then on the Saturday night, we made it completely different to the sweet colours. So I always try and give lots of alternatives or different colourways. Right, let's line this up and use a little bit of sticky. Matilda, welcome. Right, so super easy to cut those out with the dies. I don't think they would be too bad to cut out, although that leaf is quite intricate on both sides, which makes it a little bit more fussy. Where did I just put that tail there? Whoops. The machine is squeaking then. Handle's gone a bit squeaky. That one. And put that up. And then this one will cut out this flower. So it even cuts out where you've got the little squiggly bits on the flower. It even cuts those out. Doesn't it? Louise says looks like a completely different stamp set when compared to the blue and white. It does. It kind of gives it a different feel. And even with the papers in the catalogue, so the papers in the catalogue are more muted. And so that gives it a different feel again. I know, Pat, I'm not sure what's come over me. Ross says not like me to use my dies. Hola, Diane from Madrid. Oh, are you having a wonderful time? How lovely. I hope you've got a glass of sangria. A glass of something. I know you will, Diane. You won't let me down. Right. My husband has left this morning to go to Rotterdam, funnily enough. We got back from Rotterdam the other week and he's gone off to Rotterdam for a work thing. He needed to, he drove because he needed to be in the car with what he was doing. And yeah, it did offer. We had considered going with, as lovely as it was. I was like, oh, I don't know. We might just sit tight at home. Is that bad? Although I was tempted by the fruit waffles in the market hall. I was tempted just to go for the drive purely for that because they were good. They were good. No. Yeah. Send him with a shopping list, Lou. You're in Anglesey with a nice glass of red. Oh, yum. A friend of mine bought a bottle of red when they came over a little while ago. Is it 19 Crimes or something like that? It was very nice. So yeah, I bought I bought a couple of them for the cupboard. I haven't tucked into it, but I say that'll be my Thursday night treat. Right. Not Jim. We'll just rename him. You are no longer Steve. You are now Jim. Right. Let's do something with this. And we've got these beautiful dies. So let's do, just seeing for size. We want this one or the smaller one. Maybe that one. That is quite big. Let me go second size down. That is quite big otherwise. Which way around should we go? That way? That way. I'm going to put this on the big Stampin' Cut emboss because I've spent ages trying to line that up and then put it on squint. That'll be fine. Right, let me just run that through. No, he'll be all right. Right, that label we can keep, and this one, I thought we could use the front panel. So we've got an option. We can either use the aperture and like have that up with the gap in there, or we can use this and pop it up from there, which is also quite nice actually. We could have that popped away, or we could maybe even go next size down. We could cut another one and have the sort of gap, which could look kind of cool. Shall I cut another one? Let me cut another one just to see what that looks like. Whether this is then too small, I don't know. See, so we've got like that gap, we've got a bit of interest, and so then we can put it maybe on some pink or something. So we pick out another mambo. So I have one dark blue card and one dark pink card, which would be nice, won't it? Can have that on. Oh, I don't know what size that bit of white was. That's a bit odd. Let me just trim that down. Bit of an odd size. So we can have that on there and then maybe pop that up. Or pop them both up. Pull that one down. Quite like that flat in the middle actually. Let me glue that down. Up, down, up, down. Hey Louise. Right. Well, I had great fun the other day. I always had about 4 or 5 bottles of Tombow on my desk, which were all half, partly finished, partly empty, mostly empty. And so I cut them all up and scraped it all out and put it into this bottle. So I've ended up with about that much glue out of all the half empty. So Shaz, do I sell the recordings of the class after they've taken place? Now, that is a very interesting question. Louise, close your ears. I do, is the answer. So I historically always did, because I edited the videos. The short answer is you could absolutely buy the class after it's taken place, and you could have access to it afterwards into the group. Yeah, that would be the easy answer. Because you can literally watch back anytime. Yeah. I don't currently sell the tutorials completely separately, if that's the question. That's something. Some of mine are. Some of my older classes are on my tutorial section of my website. Right, let me try and line this up. There we go. Ah, you're welcome. Right, so we have that stuck down flat, and then this is raised up. I mean, that would be a great idea. I know, right? Who'd have thought? No, all the classes are there to purchase anytime. Right, let's just give these a little bit of a fold and a little bit of a tweak, and then we can kind of have that one. Maybe we could pop that one in. That looks nice. Let's see if we can hook that in. That looks nice in there, doesn't it? And then we can have that one over the top. I like that. I like that. Twist that around so there's maybe different flowers. Right, let's glue, I think. Glue that on there. And then we've got this one. Let's have a think about sentiment as well. So we've got enjoy your day, but I think that would just need to be split down because it's currently a long sentiment. So Melon Mumbo. And hey Paul, it was so impromptu, and it's Tuesday. I mean, like, talk about catching you out. I don't normally do a live on a Tuesday, but yes, head over to even if you watch on Facebook, head over to YouTube and set the notification, because I always go live in 2 places. So if you set the notification for my lives or for me, then you won't miss any impromptu me sneaking on. Oh, didn't mean to put a thumbs down. It's because my camera is the wrong way around. That was meant to be, well, it wasn't even meant to be a thumbs up. It was an accidental thumbs up. That's funny. There must be a way to turn that setting off. Randomly goes off now and again. Enjoy. I should just stamp this on the background, but we'll cut it out. So this is a little fiddly. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. If you're, if fussy cutting is not your bag, then I would recommend masking this sentiment or just choosing a different one, so that you could just stamp this. That is particularly fiddly. All right, but we want the sentiment sort of split. So even I'm going to split that down to your day, so that we have that coming down the way rather than along the way. And then we've got these leaves and these cute little flowers, which we can colour with our pretty in pink. a little mix of Pretty in Pink and Light Melon Mambo. And then I'll just go back in and blend that. There. They look cute. And then we'll just have some of the green. So this is Granny Apple Light. And dark. Ah, do you like the layout? It's fun with the you could do that with any of your dies, couldn't you? Your stylish shapes. You could do it with everyday detail dies. Definitely one that you could have fun with. A bit of dark and light. I've gone very random on there, but that is leaves, isn't it? They are random. Okay. I mean, I did stamp that extra one. I had stamped it with the intention of perhaps cutting that flower off it, which I might do. But let's just have these leaves in there. That one, and then a few like little dotty flowers, which are super cute. And what to do with that one, hey? Let's chop that. Maybe two. Bigger piece. Right, let's stick that down. Glue. A very rowdy game of Disney Monopoly. Who's winning? Is the banker winning? Or is the banker playing fair? All right, let's put this on. It's going to sit on a dimensional like it, I like it. Shaz, yes. Message me which one you're looking at, and I will sort you out as soon as I come off here. I will sort you out if there's a particular one, or if you're kind of got a particular question, I'm happy to help you. But yes, you absolutely would. The online will give you access to everything that has already taken place if it has happened. And if it hasn't yet happened, then it will give you access on the date that it goes live. Right, there we go. Let's add these in glue dots. Oh, where are you? Here. Ah, you're welcome. You're keeping out your way. Wise move. What cross stitch you doing? I used to do a lot of cross stitch. I used to cross stitch before I got into card making. And then my mum and I went to the Brighton Centre, and I discovered heat embossing and card making. Didn't do much of it, just loved the heat embossing. And then many years went by, and then was reintroduced to card making many years later. I do like a bit of cross stitch. Very therapeutic. Right, let's put these onto glue dots. Donna, I know you love your cross stitch, don't you? Are you stitching a panda? Is it enormous? I know you do like crazy detailed cross stitch. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. That could sit there. It's a bit slightly off. And there. I'm going to put some rhinestones in the middle of those so that they have like centres. Perhaps how long ago did I join Stampin' Up? I joined Stampin' Up. I've been doing Stampin' Up 14 years. So I joined Stampin' Up when Joshua was a baby, and he was 14 in August, and I joined. He was born in the August, and I joined in the October. So yeah, time flies when you are having fun. It's a floral one, I'd approve. Well, very good, very good. Grace had one. She's given up, so you've stepped in. Good one. Right, let's fish out that sentiment. Yeah, I had lots of. I probably got some somewhere. I did a lot of country, like when I was much, like, because I was cross stitching when I was like, I don't know, 12, whatever, I don't know, probably Grace's age actually. I did a lot of like country companion ones, like cute mice and things like that. They were super cute. Super cute to do. Right, let's do this sentiment onto here. You've got lots of unfinished UFOs. Projects half done. Haven't we all? Are we even a crafter if we have half finished projects? It's the rules, I think. Right. Enjoy your day. I might sort of stick that enjoy flat actually, so it kind of then copies the idea that this bit's flat and this is then raised up. See, Louise did them too. See, they're so cute, aren't they? Did you have the matching stationery? Obviously, obs. Right. The hedgehogs were Italian. Yeah, too right. Not bad, not bad. Do we need a little bit of twine? A little bit of just normal linen thread, I think. Shall I go double bow? Maybe. Is that a double or is that a triple? Don't know what I've done there. Double. Double, double. Double trouble. Right, let's put that in with a glue dot. Yeah, obviously. Obs. Right, let's just tuck that under there. And just put it onto a card base. So we'll go Melon Mumbo. And so we've got one Melon Mumbo and one Blueberry Bushel. So if you missed the start, I apologise because I literally gave you a 5-minute warning. So it's completely my fault. I apologise. So if you're here on the replay or you're joined me partway through and you've got to go back to the beginning, I'll show you what we made. And completely different. So this is all fresh and pinks and summery. And put that on. A piece of white inside. Okay. do that. I'm finding it all right actually, but I was gifted it from lovely Lisa, and I had a load of Tombow. As I say, I had about 4 or 5 bottles of Tombow that were all kind of more than half empty, to be fair. They were sort of tapping on the table trying to get glue out, so I cut them apart and hooked out all the glue around the edges, and I managed to put a fair amount of glue in that bottle, so that's what I'm working through. It's good for fine detail actually. I'm not sure that I'm going to continue to use it for general background use. I prefer the amount of glue that comes out of the Tombow bottle, but yeah, for tiny little flowers and things like that, very handy to have the fine tip. I can't be doing with the plastic thing that goes on top of it, so I've got a pin, but yeah, handy for the finer detail. Right, let me bring in the card that we started with, which was the Delft inspired card. There we go. One in the pink and one in the blue. Do you have a favourite, or are they just different and you can't pick? I'm fine if you can't pick. But if you've got a fave, let me know. I always like to hear which one that you like. Hopefully it's inspired you to have a go. If you haven't done this technique, it's fun, but just make sure your brush is not too wet when you go to paint the ink. Otherwise you lose a lot of the definition. And I do find that the Blueberry Bushel is a more inky blue, and the navy has an undertone of pink, so you can sometimes end up with pink tones in your blue, just as a bit of a word of warning. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed both of those. Let me go back to my face. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed both of those. And I say apologies for not giving you much pre-warning. I wasn't sure that I was going to come on live myself. It's been a busy but lovely Easter weekend. I'll maybe see if I can get some pictures of the DIY. Certainly, I've got a few. You never take before pictures, do you? You always get busy and then you forget to take the before pictures. But I'll take a few pictures and hopefully share progress with that going on in the house. Thanks for joining, everyone. I might see some of you at class on the 19th of April for more thoughtful expression ideas. And if I don't see you there, I will see you next Sunday as normal. See you then. Take care for now. Bye.